Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you have forgotten what that is, Mark.
You're absolutely fucking amazing, exactly as you are. No need to change.
No need to change. And we're here to decrease stigma around what it means to feel good, what it means to be high. H for hope, I for inspiration, G for growth, and H for healing. So welcome to the Daily Dose of AFA.
Here we go. Welcome to Thursday, January 21st, 2021. Here we are on the other side of a new day.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
New day.
Let's start off with a little daily love. So today I pulled from one of my favorite books, and that is by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it's You Are What You Think. It is, he was very much a scholar on the Tao, from the Tao Te Ching. And so he studied that for just a long time, very in depth. And so his thing was.
So for new people, would you just what is the Tao? So people.
The Tao is, I'm going to go over that. It's like the Tao is the road or the path.
The way.
Right? So it's one of those three iterations: the road, the path, the way.
The road, the path, the way.
And when there's a religion associated with it too, which is Taoism. And there are 4 things that in Taoism you will follow. And it really is about, let me just bring it up. It's
the Tao. I actually have his book. He did a rewrite of that, which is really, really fascinating. And I love it. It's one of those books that you can just flip through. What do I need to know today? And you open it up and there's the perfect message.
And so it is absolutely wonderful. And so
the quote.
Yes, the quote. There are 4 principles in Taoism, okay? And they're pretty cool. So today's is about just simply allowing things to work. Don't get in the way of them, just allow, because the Tao is always in action. It's always you're on your road, your path, it's always going to flow and be what it is. So just allow it, because the Tao is working at all times. And so when you're in Taoism, you're looking at simplicity, which is patience and compassion, going with the flow, like when nothing is done, nothing is left undone. Letting go, realizing that all things change and you should just not hold on to things, and harmony. And so today for me, it was about holding on to things, right? We try to hold on tightly to the way things are in a particular moment in time. And a lot of grief and sadness comes from that when those things change, right? So just letting go of that and just going with the flow and realizing that this moment is just as joyful as the moments you had 25 or 30 years ago in a different circumstance. And this is just as joyful as it will be sometime in the future. So here we are, this day, this moment. Just allow.
That's really, really awesome. And the letting go, which I love too, Mark, which is so hard for so many people. But the part that's important for me just to understand is when you're talking about energy, right? So when you're letting go of something, it opens up space for something new to come in.
Yeah. In Landmark, they say it creates the clearing for that something new, right?
Right.
Opens up, something new comes in. Yes.
That's Tao.
My experience, Sherry, for sure.
Mine too. Yeah. For sure. Letting go of people, places, things that no longer serve us. So we can bring in that good energy, that good juju, those high vibes, so we can continue on our path, our journey, the way. I love it. Go with the flow and you will grow. Whenever I'm meditating with the plant, I'm telling you, it comes up over and over, over and over, over and over, over and over. The plant wisdom shows me that everything is constantly changing and growing and evolving. And so are we, and so when we can let go.
Let go. Don't hold on. It's all going to change anyway.
It's all going to change.
No matter what you do.
No matter what you do.
Here we are. New change. New administration. Changes. Yeah. Lots of stuff going on. Change in the world. Always, always, always.
So word of the day.
Yeah. Word of the day. What's your word of the day?
All right. My word of the day, I'm kind of skipping around the alphabet because I was going through, the word of the day, but a new word came up because I overslept today. Like I really overslept. Like I woke up like, what time is it? And so it's just, I was like, gosh, I really slept so deeply, so soundly. Nothing disturbed me. I didn't wake up at all. And so the word that came up to me before I started to panic that I was going to be late for our show was relief.
You don't have to worry about that, Sherry. I mean, just the Nurse Mark show. Like it's fine. I mean, I'll ramble on for 15 or 20 minutes. I got plenty to talk about. So never worry about that. It's all
never worry. So it was, but basically what came to me was just really powerful. It was, I almost felt like a collective conscious sigh of relief. So the word was relief. I just felt like almost like, like when I first inhaled cannabis. That's the best way I can explain it.
Really? That first
inhale when everything just started to just sink in and like everything washed away. I have that feeling of relief from last night into today. And so I'm really grateful that, history is being made and it's being made in a positive way.
Yes.
As we go forth, yesterday was a true demonstration of the amazing things that can happen when we all come together for the right reasons.
Right. That is right. Yes.
So relief is my word. So relief from what's happened in the past. And I'm going to continue to bring myself relief by using plant medicine and all of the other tools that I have in my toolbox.
Oh,
Nurse Mark CBD. And I haven't medicated yet today with CBD because I've been running around. So
this is okay, everybody. This is a CBD break. Get ready.
CBD. We're going to medicate right here for all of you. So this
right now. Come on.
Yep. I'm going to do 17 milligrams. It's one full dropper. Oh yeah, really, really nice. What I really like about this, Mark, is that it's got a nice flavor. I think that you have that proprietary blend of oils.
Blend of 3 oils, and it makes a difference. Really does.
Really nice.
Most of the I tasted a lot of CBD when I was formulating the products, and I got to be honest, most of them taste like dirt, which is what they taste like because it's a plant, right? So they're going to taste a little muddy, a little bit like a plant. And so this blend of 3 oils really masks that flavor, and they're healthy oils. So yay. I love it.
Yay.
It was a year to get there, but so love that blend.
So relief today. This is where I'm looking CBD for relief.
My word of the day is allow. I'm just going to allow the day to unfold. It's an amazing day. It's the 21st of January in 2021. I'm not going to get this day ever again. So let's go. I'm going to allow things to happen.
Here it is. Allow the Tao to flow in your life. Allow the Tao.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Allow the
self-care. We just did
self-care. We just did it. That's it. We wrapped that up in a nutshell. We did the word of the day, the self-care tool of the day. And today is Throwback Thursday. History.
I love history, Sherry.
Yeah, it's interesting to look back. We need to look back because we've come so far. And when I was looking, I decided, there's a lot of people that are new out there that doesn't know the history of cannabis, that doesn't know the history of the endocannabinoid system discovery line, or when THC, CBD, and all that plant started to evolve in our country. So I thought we would go over that a little bit. So the endocannabinoid system discovery timeline is something that we'll go over probably next week, because I want to first talk about the discovery of CBD and THC, because it's a really, really interesting story.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what I thought was so fascinating is that it originated back in the 1940s.
Yeah. CBD was identified as a component of cannabis back in the 40s. Like way back then. Yeah.
Way back then. So this chemist, Dr. Roger Adams, he was searching to identify the molecule that was responsible for the psychoactivity of the plant.
Everybody loves psychoactivity, Sherry. Isn't that
hey,
hey, how are we getting high? How's this work?
How's this work?
He was looking to isolate THC, but wasn't successful, right?
No, but he did isolate CBD and CBN. That's really cool. Okay, so that's a really interesting thing. So he wasn't able to identify THC in the plant, but the part that was so fascinating to me that he was able to synthesize the THC analog in a lab by altering the molecular structure of the other cannabinoids. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And basically, one of the things that was written about was that he presented his findings on THC and those other known cannabinoids in a paper called The Chemistry of Marijuana to the National Academy of Science. Pretty cool.
Yeah. So serious science-based research being done back in the 40s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so basically after World War II, so the research that I did and the reading that I did stated that after World War II, the Office of Strategic Services began to look at Dr. Adams' research to create a truth serum intended to question prisoners, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fascinating.
Yeah. Guess what? THC is no truth serum.
No truth. Yeah.
Or you may not get much of the truth.
you may get someone's, tea with a small t, meaning like, what's going on at that moment in time. But yes, absolutely. The truth serum. So the other thing that I found so interesting with him as well, too, was that he developed the scale. It's called the Adams scale. And I will put a little link in the comment section because the Adams scale actually monitors cannabis potency. So I thought that was really, really fascinating.
Yeah.
1940, Roger Adams, the chemist, isolated CBD and CBN, and he was able to synthesize a THC analog in a lab. Now, years later, who comes in right here?
The Godfather.
The Godfather
of cannabis research himself, Raphael Mechoulam. So Dr. Mechoulam of Hebrew University of Jerusalem in 1964. He was the first to isolate THC from the cannabis plant. Sherry, it was a beautiful moment in time.
It was a beautiful moment in time.
In the early 90s, he helped identify the endogenous cannabinoids and how they work with the endocannabinoid system.
Yes, and we're going to go over that in detail because that's a fascinating timeline as well. I mean, so much really fascinating.
And I mean, how pivotal of a moment is that? I mean, I really do believe it's one of the greatest health scientific discoveries of the century. I really do, of this whole time. Like I put it up on the same level as when in healthcare we figured out that there was the germ theory, right? And you start washing your hands before surgery. I mean, now we create a sterile environment because we know we've done so much research since then. But think about it. I mean, back in the day, doctors would just go from, hey, I'm delivering a baby and my hands are all bloody. I'm going to go do surgery on this poor person over here.
Right. Yes.
I say the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is up on that level. Like the germ theory and washing and cleaning has saved so many lives. And
so many lives.
And now we have the endocannabinoid system, which is really going to just accelerate the delivery of true healthcare, healing.
And the reason why, too, here's the reason why that just so much, it's so important to my heart, my soul, my spirit, especially not only as a patient, but as a nurse taking care of patients, is something that I never, ever learned. I never learned about the endocannabinoid system. And once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. And it is basically the most important system in our body. So we have, a legal, moral, ethical obligation to teach on this, teach on this very large system. So interesting.
I'm sorry, Shelley Brewer said that Dr. Mechoulam will answer emails. So it's out there. His email is out there publicly. Isn't that cool that this dude who has worked his whole life in this stuff, he's 90 years old. He just had his birthday, right?
Yep.
How cool is this? He's still answering emails, just like, give me a question. What do you want to know?
I got to tell you, so I was texting him last year on LinkedIn. So I thought I had a big question. I had this epiphany. I had this oh my God, is this true? Could this be real? And so basically I said, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? He's not going to answer my question. Right. So it was very, very interesting. There's two big questions that I had. One of them was, do our cannabinoid requirements change over time as we change? And his answer was a big fat yes. And he sent me a couple of research articles in LinkedIn. The next question that I had for him, which was very, very interesting, is that there was this big rumor going around and articles being published that CBD can convert to THC in your stomach. He was like, F false, cannot happen. So, he wanted to, and I was just like, people are, saying all this, blah, blah. And so he was really, really, I loved it. He was very, very interactive, very, very kind.
He is a nice human being. I've had the opportunity, the honor to meet him several times, and he is just the nicest guy. I mean, he really will. He's open and willing to share any knowledge that he has. So that's just, it's beautiful.
Right. So everyone's favorite psychoactive molecule is THC. So we've got a little review here. Did you see my little notes there, Mark?
I see them, Sherry.
You see my little notes. Okay. So how was THC discovered? I found this very fascinating. So in the 1930s, the use of cannabis resin in India and hashish led scientists to attempt to unlock cannabis and its compounds.
Right.
1940s, Roger Adams synthesized the analog of THC. 1960s, Dr. Mechoulam undertook the research in Israel, where the government's stance on cannabis was more permissive than the United States. And this research led them to discovering THC in hashish extract.
Which is why Israel's 10 years beyond everybody else in cannabis research, by the way.
I know. Interesting. And so 1964, Dr. Raphael Mechoulam isolated THC from the plant. And what I really love too was that the National Institutes of Health, once they discovered this, came knocking and launched the United States research into THC's pharmaceutical effects. Until the 60s and the 70s, obviously. And so basically most of the early research that exists on THC was carried out using the isolated THC version by Dr. Mechoulam and his team. So it's really, really fascinating.
Right. Yeah. In 60s and 70s, the research focused on the psychotropic properties and therapeutic potential, was sidelined by preoccupation with the psychoactive effects of the cannabinoids.
Right. I mean, really, that doesn't make sense.
We've come so far.
We have. And so the research and experiments back then were focused on comparing the effects of cannabis to other recreational drugs. Right. That doesn't make sense. No. Exploring THC dependency, which is an interesting concept.
All of these being funded by what? In the United States, the Institute of Drug Abuse, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the part that I like, though, is that, this early research truly helped to shape our understanding of THC, but what it failed to do is explain how the cannabinoid produced these effects.
Right.
And that's what the discovery of the CB1 receptor in 1988 and the unfolding of the endocannabinoid system over the following years has brought a greater awareness of the medical applications. Really, truly fascinating.
And next week, we're going to go into the history and discovery of the ECS and really do a deep dive on how it came about.
Yeah. So let's say hello to some of our people. We have Denise. Good morning, Denise. Good morning, Cheryl.
Davis, Joe Smith.
Hey, Joe. Hey. Shelly. Who else we have up there? Joe. Yeah. Thank you guys all for watching us. Thank you for coming and sharing your love with us, the daily love. So, like we said, next week, we're going to go into the history and discovery of the endocannabinoid system. Today, we invite you all to breathe in the sigh of relief. And while we're breathing in the sigh of relief, Mark, what's going on next Monday?
Oh my gosh, we have our breathwork course is kicking off on the 25th on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be on Zoom. It's going to be limited to 30 people. And we are recording it because we know that a lot of people can't make it at 9 a.m. But listen, the recordings are going to be just as powerful because you're connected via WhatsApp. You'll be able to chat with the facilitator, who is Jacques Taron, an amazing human being. And listen, 2021, we're moving in a new direction. Sign up for this breathwork course. Breathe your way into a new way of life. Literally.
Inhale the good stuff. Literally, my experience with this, just really quickly, as I felt like brain cells were popped open, oxygen came in, things were clearer, I was energized, I was focused. It was really, really powerful. It truly is a great tool to nourish your endocannabinoid system. So if you or someone you love is suffering from chronic illness, chronic debilitating disease, if you or someone you love wants to learn how to use cannabis as a wellness tool, or if you and your friend or someone you love is interested in learning how to have an adult use, safe, happy experience, we're here. We're here to help you. We knock on the door. Come knock on the door. www.thegreennurse.com.
Right.
And for the breath work, the link for that is, and that's written right in the post, is www.greennurse.com/breathwork.
Come on in.
Come on and come breathe with us.
Life. Yeah. Yep.
So, Mark, we're going to have, I just want to do a quick shout out. Oh my goodness, my mom is out in the audience. Mom, you're awake.
Mom.
I love it. I have to.
What's going on?
She's like, hey, you two. So, Mamacita, I just want to say I love you so much. Thank you for watching. And let's give my mom a big shout out. She's going to have some surgery tomorrow. So we're going to have a little prayer for Mom. So I love you, Mama.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right.
So what kind of a day are we going to have today, Mark?
You know what? I'm having the best January 21st, 2021 I am ever going to have today, Sherry. It's the only one I'm ever going to get. And damn it, I'm going to wring every bit of life out of it. I'm going to allow it to happen.
I'm going to walk in the Dow.
Yeah. Have an AFA day, right? That's what we're going to have.
That's what we're going to have.
What's it all about, Sherry?
Oh, Mark, it's about living your best life.
It sure is. All right, folks, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks for stopping by.